right, it is 7:07. Welcome back, absentees. And Neela, do you want to take over?
I will. I hit the little blue button for record, and here we go. Hi, everyone. It's Tuesday
Hello.
night,
Hi, Mila.
and we're in summer mode. All the libraries are closed out my way on Sundays. I guess they're heading to the water or the beach or something. It's great.
Oh, nice.
So, Andy, would you like to start us off?
I've got my editor here, and Laurel is back. We're working on a new episode.
Right.
So we spent Saturday at a yarn shop where a friend of hers is the owner of the yarn shop. And this has sort of been on the periphery for a long time. Oh, the buttons are different now. Okay. Okay. And we finally went and did it. We went over there and we spoke to Ellen, who owns the yarn shop. So let's see. Do you see the video editor?
We see your image.
Did you
We see
say
your
yarn
editor.
or art? I think
Yarn.
you said yarn.
Oh, yarn, yes.
Yarn.
The knitting.
This is
Yeah,
creating
okay.
fashion with Laurel, and kind of like what kept us from doing it for a while. It's like, yeah, but it's knitting, and this is a show about sewing, not knitting.
Yes.
But my mother came up with an idea. She says, "Well, what if we just?" Oh, this is the wrong thing. There we go. What if we just talk about business and women starting their own businesses, that sort of a thing? So
Oh.
well, that makes sense. All right. So
Yeah.
this is kind of how I have this put together. Let me know if you can't hear it.
Hi, Ellen. It's great to see you.
I can hear it.
It's been a while.
Right.
Come
Okay.
on in. Here's our new location. What do you think?
Oh, it's fantastic. My word, I can see all kinds of projects I want to make.
So this is where the opening credits goes.
Yarn comes from all over the place, and we really like to support lots of different independent small dyers. There's hand dyers. So we'll have yarn like this. It'll be produced such that it is twisted
that's
like
gorgeous,
this.
yes.
And here I actually untwisted one to show
Oh,
you.
isn't that pretty?
And this is hand dyed in water bass.
Ooh.
And then you have to actually wind this by hand, and you usually have an assistant. It used to be my children, and then they go like this.
Yes.
And you make a ball, or you use the umbrella swift.
The umbrella swift?
Yes. You want to see where the umbrella swift is?
Yeah.
See, and I get very good with doing this with my chin. You
Yeah.
go like this.
Yeah.
And voila. This is the umbrella swift here.
Ah.
And then we have the ball winder all the way over here. And each one of these skeins are going to get wound into a ball. It works much faster to do this. And sometimes you can't find a small child or some significant other who wants to hold their hands up.
Like my husband.
Yes.
Now, Ellen, tell me, how did you get started in business? What motivated you to do this?
Well, that is a really good question. And I guess I would say a series of unfortunate events.
Oh, well, that sometimes is the way it happens.
Exactly. And I had a dream 25 years ago, not an actual dream, but a hope of one day starting a nonprofit and working with different populations of people and teach them. And it just so happens that I was able, because of this bad thing that happened in my life, to just say, well, if I don't do it now, when?
Right.
When I was already in my 40s, and I said,
This is it.
how much longer can I wait to try this thing that may or may not be successful? So that's sort of how I got started. I did a 180 from being a scientist and working in a laboratory, doing some really interesting research, cancer research, MS and asthma research. And on the side, I was teaching people at a bunch of different knitting stores how to knit. And I went to all of them, and they outsourced their lessons with me. But I also worked with an elementary school, and that's where I derived my passion for what I'm doing.
So who are you teaching now?
Oh my gosh, teaching so many different people. adults, children, but a lot of people that I work with have autism or intellectual disabilities or physical disabilities. And I work with my friend Toya on Mondays at a school in Philadelphia, an elementary school, and we work with children that have autism. Some are nonverbal and some are higher functioning autistic individuals, but some are somewhere on the spectrum, and they all benefit from it.
So what are the benefits that they receive from learning how to knit?
Actually, they're learning how to crochet. We're teaching them how to crochet. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. The benefits are very intangible. The sense of satisfaction,
Yeah.
the smiles that they get on their face, the fact that they're accomplishing something. Now, with some of the older kids or different kids, it creates a lot more community and conversation, and external to the time that we're working with them too. It's something that they look forward to. So the benefits are innumerable. One of the things as a scientist that I think really happens is that gradually over time, their brain, whoever it is making new connections. That when I worked with kids at Children's Hospital with my friend Tori, and she's an occupational therapist, they wanted the kids to do a bimanual activity, meaning that it involves both hands so that both sides of their brains would be working because they had hemiparesis due to cerebral palsy. So what I fundamentally believe is that there are different pathways that are created, and I would love for some experiments to be done, but that's not for me to discuss now, to show over time how this impacts the brain and just one's overall being. It helps with stress, anxiety, depression, PTSD, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, all that sort of stuff. But 25 years ago, when I was noticing this and working at the different shops, it was very clear to me that it was something that was more than just meditative. And that about 25 years ago, when I came up with the idea to do a nonprofit, it was very clear that something more was happening, that it wasn't just meditative.
I found with my own students that in the beginning, they would be kind of overwhelmed with what I was teaching. And I realized that what was needed was for the brain to grow synapses to deal with these new ideas. And so it parallels with what you're saying.
I feel like what's happening is people get little light bulb moments.
Yes,
So,
they do.
like this morning, I was working with a group of women, but there's a lot of men who crochet and knit too.
Yes.
And they were being a little bit hard on themselves. And I always tell people, your hands, muscles, and tendons have to get used to it. But also, I think there are new connections being made. And just to know that if you persevere and keep doing it, you'll have these aha moments, these light bulb moments where you go, oh, and it becomes much easier over time.
I found with writing my books, I would sometimes come up against a problem. How do I solve this so that the students...
It's hard to tell where to cut this off because it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah,
If we keep going like this, it's going to go on for a half an hour. But like you might be able to tell, like this was the first half, and when you're a videographer in a situation like this, you're in this yarn shop, and it's like, well, where are we going to shoot this? Where am I going to put the cameras?
Yeah.
And you have these sort of awkward shots in here. And there was a point where a student of hers showed up. Actually, this is kind of neat. I have shots of her teaching her students that I sort of interwove in here.
said for having somebody who really knows the work show you some of the tricks.
I get many people who come in with something that's really special to them and they want it fixed. And,
Right. Yeah, here
and
we are.
that's one of the things that I tell everybody. Anybody can go out and buy a sweater.
Right, that's true.
And it used to be very different. People knitted really because they needed to make their clothing.
Right, sure.
But the difference is nowadays the love and the care when you make something for someone else, that's what we hold on to. And in fact, below you, I'm repairing somebody's blanket that had a very huge, had a tear.
So you know, her student shows up, and let's see, and we go out to lunch. All right, my mother go out and see. There's the student. just sort of walks in and sort of stands behind the camera.
To the business and just money. I mean, if we do
Oh.
have to, you do have to watch the bottom line, but the real reward in with a business isn't necessarily a big bank account.
No, and I think about that a lot. And unfortunately, one of the motivators for me to do this was unfortunately losing a number of good friends when they were young. And that was sort of, I really had to push myself and say, do I want to do this or not? But, at the end of the day, what's really important, it's the relationships that you make.
That's true.
It's your friends, it's your family. Do you make a mark? Have you changed somebody else's life? I've even had a few people that have said to me, it sounds very cliche or whatever, but they've said to me, Ellen, you saved my life. They were in such a deep depression
Yeah,
that they had something to do and they felt proud of what they were able to accomplish.
that's very important. Tell me, have you ever?
Yeah, actually, I have a lesson now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll hang around. I want to get more.
Okay, what's that?
How'd you do all this?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
I don't think I slept
There you
much.
go, Andy.
I worked really hard.
So there's a lunch break in there. And then when we came back, I had the cameras positioned right because it's like, okay, now I know what we're dealing with. So I've got this camera as the 2-shot, and then the other camera has got her, and of course another customer comes in and hangs around. But then I've got the cameras placed a little better, so you get things.
When are we going to do this? I've been pushing off for a number of years because I've been so busy. But anyway, so it's just going to be doing fibery stuff. They have boats.
Sounds
We're going to
wonderful.
do picnics, barbecue, of course. How can you not do that? And we have a lot of things that we are working on still.
And my guess is that Palkas have contributed some yarn.
Oh, yes. We are definitely going to stop at the alpaca farm and buy some alpaca yarn because they are just such cute animals.
Now, do you have any other future projects in mind at present?
Oh.
So, right?
Do I have future projects? I have a lot of them. So one many years ago was for me to get involved in the Philadelphia School District and work with children.
Right.
And I also had wanted to work with some of the surrounding areas near us. We are practically on the border of Philadelphia. I grew up in the suburbs. My father grew up in West Philly, my mother in Northeast Philly and South Philly, I found out recently. So I'd like to expand that program.
Yeah.
I also have wanted to work with people who are incarcerated or have been incarcerated because
Okay.
a lot of times they've just had bad luck in life and certainly not someone who's very violent or anything, but to impart that wisdom and knowledge so that they can feel like they've worked on something and that maybe turns into something else. You never know.
What you wear matters. And when
Yes.
these women are through with their incarceration, they're going to need some decent clothes to get a job.
And even men.
That's true too.
Yep.
It's true too. Men like this too.
Actually, men were really the first people to knit and crochet, and women were not allowed in the knitting guilds. I think it was the
Really?
late 1880s
Oh,
and something
wow.
like that. Yeah,
That's
and then
outrageous.
fishermen, they crocheted and stuff. So it kind of did a flip flop. But there's a lot of
amazing.
other ideas that I have. Of course, I've worked with nurses and support staff at a hospital, but I'd like to work with physicians and maybe other people like that.
The attitude, the positive can-do attitude keeps people alive longer and in better health.
So
I think you can look forward to a long, long life, which we hope you do have.
But I have an interesting segue here to talk about my.
Anyway, yeah, so that'll go on and on. But that's the idea.
Is this
Fabulous.
available? I've got several friends who are knitting here in Argentina, and they're knitting for the poor and the homeless. And they'd be very interested in this video.
Oh, that's
Can you
great.
send a link on?
Well, it's not online yet. It's still a work in progress. I'm working on it.
Okay.
But
Well,
I'll let you
maybe-
know when it's online. But
Maybe you can post a link to our group because I would love to share it with them.
Well-
They'd find it. I find it interesting, so they'd find it even more
Yeah.
interesting.
Absolutely. And the woman that was being interviewed was tremendously compelling. I mean, you couldn't
Oh, yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, she's
Yeah.
great.
What she had to
What a
say.
great interviewee!
Teaching the world how to knit.
You didn't
Yeah.
she didn't lose you somewhere along the way, and she had so much energy. You're thinking, my God,
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was a good
She was
subject,
very
and we
articulate
should bring
and
in
everything.
people to
Yeah.
see it.
Well, that's good to hear that it
And-
holds your interest. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, I
definitely.
would like to see the whole thing actually
Yeah.
at some point, and
And-
share it with my friends who are knitting for the homeless.
Yes, that would be a fantastic
Yeah.
thing to do.
Ken?
And Andy, from I haven't seen you in quite a while, and I mean the progression
Hi,
of
Ken.
your Hi, how are you? The progression of your techniques and all that talk about camera angle, I'm very familiar with that, and I think you're really, really doing a fantastic job. The story of this woman is
thank you.
spectacular.
Yes.
But
yes.
I'm watching your technique grow, and the
Yes.
sound is fabulous. I'm going to be
Sounds
geeky
good.
here, but sound is a very difficult. I mean, you have to really know what you're doing. And Andy, you really seem like you've got all the techniques in line. So I'm very happy to see that.
Thanks, Ken.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
this
you
new
know- you know what?
concept, this
We
new
don't
idea for the
realize.
series is really good.
Yeah.
You know,
You know-
women in small business. I had many of my own small businesses I started. So I'm really interested in hearing other women's stories.
Yes, yes.
Excellent.
And
Well, that's
Andy,
great. Thank you. Yeah.
And Andy, just one more thing. People such as myself who don't do video or anything like that, we don't know the intricacies of it. So when Ken
Yeah.
says something like, "Oh, it's very hard to do sound," I didn't know that. So I'm being educated, you know?
It's an interesting thing. I mean, I've heard it said in interviews with special effects artists, but it really goes for a lot of video stuff that if you can tell what I did, then I did it wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
They're really
That's
like
great.
all
It's
the work you
obvious.
do
Yeah,
is
it seems seamless and obvious, you know?
yeah,
You know,
it's
obviously
making
it
the
isn't.
flaws
It isn't.
invisible. That's
Except for people who have done it who can, I mean, that's what I was saying. I mean, I love that quote, but you weren't here the day I showed a piece. I'd love to offline show you something I did and a couple other pieces, and you and I could commiserate and talk and inspire each other. I'm inspired by what you're doing. I really am. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
one of the things that I'm proud of with this one is, I look on YouTube and I see like professional videos, things appear on TV, and they have crystal clear image resolution. And I say, why am I not getting that? Why am I not getting like really clear resolution? And I'm finding it's the ISO, which is kind of a blessing and a curse, right? It's
ISO.
It's
ISO.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What it does is it'll take a dark setting and make it lighter in the camera. So if you're shooting, in the evening or something like that, you turn the ISO way up, and what it does is it makes the image brighter, but it also makes it a little bit choppy, right? Not a lot, just a little. I mean, the ISO is actually so good that you can turn it way up and have it be barely noticeable. But if you want an image that's really crisp and clear, turn the ISO all the way down, and that's you get this.
Yeah.
But of course, it requires a lot of light.
Well, I was gonna
Fortunately,
ask
in
you,
this shop, there was a lot of light, so
Yeah, there
How
was.
much-
Yeah.
I took advantage of it.
Are you doing any of your own lighting? That fits into this very topic.
I'm looking at this now, and of course, like you get to the point where it gets pretty nitpicky, and most people don't catch things like this. But I look at it and I realize that all of the lighting is coming from halogen light bulbs that are directly overhead.
Yeah.
There's very little light coming in from the side. So you get a little bit from the side, but mostly it might have helped if I had one light just to get a little bit of light on the side of the face and make them more dimensional. But I didn't know it at the time, but now I do. Every time you do one of these things, you learn stuff.
I don't want to take up too much time, so you and I should talk offline. I am at the moment getting rid of all my video equipment, and I'd be happy for you to look at. I have lighting galore. I have lighting that you would die for. I have sound equipment you would die for, and I would love to talk to you about it because I don't know what the hell to do with this stuff. I have an entire storage unit filled with this stuff.
Well,
wow.
I hate to disappoint you. I kind of have everything I need at this point.
All right.
You buy things little bit by little bit. After a while, you have the stuff.
Well, we still should talk enough.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
want to. Yeah.
Yeah, we're taking up the whole evening. Somebody else take a
Right.
turn.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
But
Annie.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
love
Good.
the
Neela.
direction you're
Thank
going
you.
in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neela,
Bring it back when you have some more done.
Okay.
Neela,
Hey, Janet.
Hi,
Neela.
everybody. Sorry I'm
Hi.
late.
Janice,
Part of
Hi.
it was
How are you?
I
technical.
don't mean to interrupt you, but I think that Ted said he couldn't stay very long, so
Okay, well,
I'm just
Teddy, can
advocating
you
for
wait
him
for
to.
Doris to go and then you'll go after Doris?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I don't have anything to show at that time.
Okay, very
Oh,
good.
okay.
Yeah, this thing slowed me
you.
down a bit.
Doris,
Then
would you
we
like
can
to go?
definitely
All
listen
right.
to Doris.
Let's see. Oops, give me a minute. All right, this
That's
week,
familiar.
yeah, that's my photos. I basically have a bunch of sketchies,
Oh,
sketchbook drawings that I did.
What
So
is that, Doris? I
they look
can't
like
imagine.
shells.
Fun.
That's
look
what
like
I was.
turbans.
It's an abstract, but after I drew it, I'm like shells.
yes.
Shells?
So I'm gonna
Okay.
find shells later on and do some sketchings of shells.
Yeah, those are great.
Okay.
Wow,
They
nice.
could be
Very nice.
they could be cathedral spikes or they could be turbans in my view.
And a
Oh,
little, and a little puppy dog.
Yeah, I saw that.
or
Yeah.
little hat, cone-shaped hats. There's a cone head in the back.
Congratulations. It looked rather Turkish to me, actually.
Okay. Yeah. It's just experimenting with the sketchbook and like having some fun. Yeah.
Yeah, what fun.
Well, all the
Yeah.
patterns
Nice.
are really nice.
Yeah, it was influenced by your drawing.
Uh-huh.
Yes, lots
Yeah.
of patterns.
hmm
It's kind of fun to bounce ideas off of each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Doris always has a lot going on, in her mind, and
Oh,
she can conjure up things that are not things that we see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
as a
kind of.
photographer, I can only deal with what I see in reality. But Doris takes us to a different level.
and that's always fun to see, Kim.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I'm
everybody has
saying.
a different
Yeah,
perspective.
that's exactly what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yes.
That's exactly my point, is that we can see how other people see the world or how they think.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Yeah.
True.
Paris became such a center back in the day for artists who could do exactly the same thing, except they didn't have Zoom. They
No.
they had the
We met
local
in
pub,
person.
the local Moulin Rouge.
Oh, that's nice. Look at
That's
that.
cute.
Here's the next sketch.
Yeah, cool.
I like the eyes and the
I
background.
love her hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
eyes are
Yeah.
amazing.
And the
Doris,
bird's
were you
eyes.
channeling any one of your friends, or is it just out of your head?
This is in my head. This was. She's out of my head. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I like to
Okay.
do these little eye birds.
Yeah, I like the eyes.
Yeah.
What are
Eye
the
birds.
significant?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are the significant? Oh, go ahead.
Huh?
Oh, I was just going to ask the significance. You really got into spirals. I like that a lot. Fits into the grasses and the flowers and her
Yeah.
dress.
Right. Like ferns, right?
I
There's a
don't know
type of
if there's.
ferns, fiddlehead ferns.
I do a lot of swirls and when I draw. I think it's a movement thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm trying to create movement with this one, so yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it a lot.
That's a quick sketch of a lady there.
Wow.
And then this is what I'm working on right now is people with books for wings. So
Huh.
that sketch
Book
there
for
for that.
wings.
Wow.
Oh,
With wing. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Wow.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And then this was the second
well,
one
books
from
can
the
be
book.
very uplifting.
Goodness, look at this.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is
Good
this
one,
is all
Venetia.
concept doodling for an idea that I'm gonna make into a painting. So there'll be a lot of sketches before I actually put it together. So
You know what, Doris? I think Alden, you should share that with Alden. He would really go for this one. It's just
Oh,
amazing.
yeah, yeah.
yeah, this is going to be a painting eventually. When I figure out how to put it together and
Wow.
do several sketches and play around with it on the computer and all that kind of stuff, So
Make yourself a collage or something.
mhm.
That's very nice. Very, very.
Thank
It
you.
is. It's
Really.
very spiritual.
It's a great idea.
I love the character up in the top left-hand corner. I think
The little one.
Oh,
yeah.
very.
that's my favorite.
It's like Tinkerbell.
Yes, Venetia, you got it.
yeah. With her long braids.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, it just dawned on me that those wings are books.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing. Yes.
Yeah.
Wings of books.
Yes.
Books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I see that now. Okay, good. Clever.
Yeah. I'll take the picture. Let me see.
Doris, you know about Brian Froud, right? The illustrator guy who inspired the Dark Crystal and
Oh yeah.
Labyrinth. Okay.
Mhm. Oh,
Hmm.
that's funny. I don't know where that went. Huh. Well, here's something. It's a photo I changed around on the.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
I really like that, Doris. That's very nice.
Interesting.
Is that watercolor, Doris?
No, that's just a photo I took of the brewery. The
So that's
cedar
a
there,
Photoshop
and then,
filter.
I
Is
just
that a Photoshop filter?
photo changed it, put it on a. Yeah,
I think it's nice.
just playing
a
around with
woman floating, a woman floating in the clouds, the face.
what the heck? Just yeah.
Oh,
You
is-
got good eyesight, Venetia. God bless you.
What's that? This thing.
Hmm.
Oh, I still can't see it.
It's in the sky towards the right.
Yeah, what is that?
Did you
Oh,
mean
that.
to do that, Doris?
Huh.
Or is Venetia just seeing something that isn't
No,
there?
somewhere else. It's on the right. I can't point it out. She's lying in the clouds.
Yeah,
It's a face.
I can see her
Oh,
Well, the only one
The
who would know
profile.
would be Doris.
okay. Yeah.
lying on her back in profile.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Oh,
Look like she's floating.
wow. Well,
Oh yeah.
They're,
Unintentional. I don't know.
Really? Wow. Well, you're channeling again.
Are you sure
there
they're
you
not
go,
UFOs?
Doris. People are beginning to see things.
like the faces in the yellow bush tree in the front. There's little faces in there. It seems like.
Is there?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you little eyes and a nose here and there.
Yeah.
There's
Ken,
eyes.
do you
It
have
kinda
good?
looks like a
Do
lizard
you have,
face.
you have extrasensory perception, or you have good eyesight, or what? I didn't see it.
Uh,
Well,
yeah,
Well,
this,
it's just
this
my-
looks like a face right here.
there's one fellow sticking
bet.
his tongue out.
Did Doris give you extra time ahead of time so that you would say that?
No, I've just been paying attention to her work for a couple years here.
Oh.
Yeah, this kind of looks like stylized.
Yeah, but I couldn't
If-
see it.
Yeah.
It may be an artifact from the filter in Photoshop, but certainly did what you usually do, hiding faces
It did
in
it
your work.
somehow, yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow, yeah. And it's just a quick little filter thing. And yeah. I guess that must be the photo.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's still there in the clouds. Yeah.
And the thing on the left is missing here.
Yeah.
So that was something the filter did.
The filter, yeah.
Yeah. You know, Doris, if you darkened the sky naturally without any filters, just using like a burning tool, and got the detail of them out, this photo would be spectacular without any of the filters. The filters do wonderful things, but your eye for detail and composition really come through. But what I would say is that you could just darken the sky and bring the balance of the foreground to the background, and get the detail of those clouds. And there is a thing in Photoshop. There is the burning tool, which means you can control it completely and bring that sky out.
I don't have Photoshop, but maybe.
I don't need.
Oh, most of these tools have it.
Maybe I
most
have
of these.
that with some. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Very
Thank you,
good.
Doris.
Thank you, Doris.
Thanks.
You did a lot of good work.
That's mostly quick sketches, but yeah.
Yeah, very inventive, Doris.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you. Don, do you have things to share tonight?
Don, you're muted.
You have to unmute yourself. There you go.
There you go. Whoop.
Oh, bravo.
Very nice.
It's almost translucent. It's lovely.
Yes, that's beautiful, Don. Well done.
Yeah.
Every week we have a new dawn.
That's what
New
I've been
dawn, a
saying.
new day.
I agree. No, I agree. Don is always coming up with new stuff. It's very difficult to do every week, but he does it.
And it's
I've
better.
always felt
I did this week.
Better and better.
That's great.
I love that.
I've never seen anything like this from you. It's just totally different from what you've been doing.
Thanks. It's just
I've always felt
out of my head.
That was in your head? Wow.
I've always felt watercolor is one of the most difficult mediums
Yes.
in all of visual arts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've done a beautiful job here. I love it. The technique, the balance of colors, just spectacular. Really nice.
Yeah. It's got a translucent quality, which is beautiful.
Oh, I agree. Yes, I agree with that. Yes.
Yeah.
The feeling of layers.
3D. Almost a 3D feel to it.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Don, how big is it, Don? How big is this? Is it
Oh, it's
small?
not big at all. It's like 5 by 7.
Huh? Well, you know what? You put it in a large frame, a larger frame.
Oh, jeez.
I think people would really, really see the beauty of it more than if it was huge.
A big map.
Don, could you describe to us how you get that edge? What's the technique to get that wavering edge?
You just soak the paper with water and then rub some paint into it, and then it spreads out on its own.
I see.
So it's the water, you put more water in those spots than you do in like the hard edges, right? Is that what you're saying?
Paint the paper with plain water. Let it soak in a little bit.
The whole sheet, and then you let it dry a bit, and then you do the rest of the work.
Yeah, and then the paint spreads out on its own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don. Don.
Yeah.
Last week we were I was talking about Helen Frankenthaler and her pour method, And it sounds like what you're doing, you've come up with, is sort of what she was doing, but with oil paints, where she mixed a lot of linseed oil and she just poured it over the canvas to sort of do exactly kind of what you're doing. And you're doing it with watercolors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Japanese watercolors.
Right.
Oh, yeah, they're beautiful. Yeah.
There must be so much pigment in those tubes.
They are, and they're lasting a really long time.
Yeah.
I've gotten so many paintings out of it.
That's great.
Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Good to see your new work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Kim, would you like to share?
Sure. This is going to be a very tough act, I'll tell you. So, I have a theme, guys. My theme this week is please help me.
Oh.
And the reason I'm asking for your help is the Pink Arrow Gallery has decided, and I couldn't participate in the first one. Excuse me, I'm just trying to find the share button. To have an open call, for artists. So the open call has a theme this year. So the theme was green, orange, and purple. Just keep. Can you see what I'm doing or not? Has it come up yet?
No,
Not yet.
not yet.
Okay. So here's my problem. I'm going to ask you to vote. I know that Doris has done that in the past. I'm just going to show you 3 things and see. Can you see it at all?
Not
No,
yet.
we're
Is it
still
not?
seeing
I can
the
see it's
screen
not
share,
coming, right?
but we don't see the image.
I know. I'm on the screen share. I'm on the screen share, but the image is. I seem to have a hard time loading on this situation here, which would be very frustrating.
Ah,
Here
there
we
it
go.
is.
Can you see it?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you see it? Thank
Yeah.
God.
Yes.
Okay, guys,
Yeah.
let me just explain. So the theme this period is a whole new concept with a new director. She says she's going to have an open call in the community, and all the artists are going to submit something through the computer, and it'll be juried. And if you're accepted, then you will be in the show. And so her theme is orange, and here's why I need your help. There is no orange. I mean, I'm a photographer. I can't sort of conjure up orange. So I had to look at the few, she thinks orange is a summer color. And honestly, it really isn't, because you have a lot of sunflowers and black, and black-eyed Susans and peonies and whatever and poppies. But actually, there's very little orange. And so these are snapdragons in an artist's garden. And I've used what I call the Kaibo technique, where it's like a rainy day in Paris, where the thing is like right in your face. Okay, that's what I was aiming for. So I had to look at what I had last year, and I did one here. So this is the first one. So think what you're going to vote. This one I've showed you before. Would you say this has orange in it?
Definitely.
It has orange.
Yeah. Oh.
To me,
Okay,
it's more vermilion than it, but there is some orange in there.
Some orange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm stretching because I don't have anything in orange from the summer. So it's not the summer yet. So I was really in a quandary. I'm just giving you 3 things that I found. Well, one I did this week. So this is a pom-pom bush, and I've shown it before. And when I showed it before, Bob said he liked it. So Bob, you have a second chance to say if you like it still. So now we have the third one. And this one I did yesterday or the day before. And these are all orange snapdragons again. It seems like the only orange thing around are the snapdragons. This was in a window box in Philly.
How about lilies?
And I actually flipped it around so it looks like
I like this one very much.
it was. Who said that?
I said it. I like
Ted.
the violet and the green against the orange.
I do too.
Thank you, Ted.
Yeah.
And you've got all the 3 colors
I
required.
actually like it. Well, I actually like it the best myself, but I don't want to prejudice you. So I'm going to give you a 4th one, but that's nothing to do with the show. That's all I have literally that has any orange in it in my entire oeuvre as whatever,
Okay.
that's all I have. So which one do you think I should put forth
I would say
in the show?
3.
I mean,
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so
this is
too.
Like a painting. Yeah.
I think 3 too. Okay, so we're of the same mind. Okay, excellent, fabulous. Should I have it as a small thing or as a big thing? That's my quandary.
When you say big, what do you mean? You mean 8 by 10
Well,
being small?
Well, they have these things where you can put it on canvas, and so it could be as big as you
Yes.
want. It could be
Yeah.
it could be an 11 by 17, or it could be a bigger than that. Or
Right.
what I actually like to do, and I did it in my show, is I do it a sort of regular size and I put it in a big frame, and it seems to get a lot of traction. I sold a lot of those ones, the ones that were small, the same size as the smaller ones, but they were in big frames. It seems to frame it. So I think I'm going to do that.
I have a technical question for you. I think that aspect of what you're saying, the smaller for this kind of work, is better, but I'm curious about the filter and the technique you use. If you blow it up bigger, do you start seeing it pixelate as a manipulated photo, or does it hold its beauty?
Quite right. That's a very good question, because I've been pondering that myself. And I think that, as you say, it's not actually a painting, right? It's a digitally altered photo. You might lose some resolution.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
My thinking would be to make it even maybe an 8 by 10. I mean, not even bigger than that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
put it in a larger
8 by
frame.
10. Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm thinking 9 by 12, something like that.
Or 9 by 12. Who said that?
Yeah.
10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be another size, which I've never worked with before, because it's actually, I've never seen anyone that prints in 9 by 12. I mean, all the stuff I've ever done is either 11 by 17, or 11 by 14, 11 by 17, 8 by 10. I've never seen a 9 by
12 by
12
16,
unless.
except a 16, 20.
Well,
Yeah.
I have an idea for you, and it really is, it gets back down to the technique. You can start blowing that up and make prints and see when it starts falling apart, and then just back off a little bit. So you might be able to go much larger, but as soon as you see it break up, just bring it back down a little bit.
Yes, that's a good point.
Good idea.
That's a very good idea. Now, the 9 by 12, they have these companies that put stuff on canvas. They have 9 by 12s. I have never seen it in a paper size, for a print, but there we go. Okay, thanks very much. So that was an easy call, right? The pom-pom, the snapdragons, or this one.
Okay.
So that's my orange. That's the only orange I have. And you know what? I don't think orange is a summer color, actually.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
Tiger
more of an
Lilies would
autumn
disagree
color.
with you.
Oh,
That's
right. There's the
spring,
lilies.
I
I'm so
think.
sorry. You're right. There are the lilies. Quite right.
Just
Yes.
for one.
Yes. I forgot about the lilies. They haven't come out yet. Okay. So the last one I actually took for Sarah, because Sarah was a little upset that I was raving over this park in Buenos Aires. And she was saying, well, we have beautiful stuff here in Philly. So see if you like it. Here it is. Maybe I should make it a bit bigger.
Oh.
Do you know what this is?
Rittenhouse Square. Yeah.
Rittenhouse Square.
That's very nice. Very nice.
Should I make it smaller? Just tell me. Should it be smaller or bigger?
Well, it's easier to say.
My vote is as big as it can go.
Yeah,
before
that's
it starts losing. Yeah. It's beautiful.
So?
Yeah.
You should be aware that there is a company called Topaz Labs that has a product that will, and its purpose is to enlarge these things that won't get big enough, and that's what it does. You can produce a much bigger.
Really?
Yeah, I think it interpolates between pixels and something like that. It's a fancy way, and it's supposed to be able to allow you to do that, to make a much bigger picture.
Really? And if I look it up after we've all done, and I look up Topaz Labs. But I was going to the supermarket last Sunday, and I happened to walk by Rittenhouse Square, And I did this, and I did it actually in 3 different style transfers. Obviously, I can't show them all to you tonight, so I chose this one because it was the most colorful. But there we are. But that's a good. You give me a lot of good advice. You know, test it out, different sizes, Topaz Labs, and there we go. So okay, I'll let you know if I get chosen. Okay, by this jury person. And if you do, then you can be in the show. If you're not juried into the show, then you can't be in the show, which is not the way we do it in the Plastic Club, if you know what I'm saying.
No.
But there we go.
Well, good luck, Kim.
Okay, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will let you know how it goes. I'm gonna send it in tomorrow. Since you've given me all this advice, I'm gonna act on it.
Hey guys, I think I'm going to have to cut out.
All right, Ted.
Bye, Ted.
I'm going to miss
Bye,
some of
Ted.
you.
Bye, Ted.
Ted,
Yeah.
Ted, I'll see you in the hallway in front of the elevators.
They all live in the
Take
same
care, all.
building, Venetia.
Oh yeah, we
Venetia,
do.
4
Funny.
people in
This
this
is
room
exchange. Huh?
live in the same
On
building.
the same floor, I think.
On the same floor.
I believe so.
That's a little
Ken?
incestuous. That would be
Yeah.
wow.
Yep.
Walcott, would you like to share?
Okay, I've had an enormous to-do list, which has absorbed pretty much all my attention here for a while. But I've got a couple of pieces here from the cemetery.
Oh, yeah.
That is
That's
gorgeous.
Yeah.
That is lovely.
Mhm.
It's
Who's the artist in there? I mean, who created the
Sculpture.
the sculpture? Yes.
I don't know that
Oh.
the cemetery is famous for its work of this sort.
Yeah.
It's a
Right.
door to it may go downstairs and have several layers down
Yeah.
for a whole family. These things were pretty enormous sometimes.
Oh, some of
Is
them.
this
some of them-
enormous? Is this very big, or is it a small thing that you
That's
photograph?
a doorway. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a doorway. Wow,
Life
it's
size.
Yeah.
beautiful.
yeah,
Is it wood or metal?
metal,
Yeah.
Looks like metal.
all metal.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. They
That's
have
a fine
gorgeous
Walcott.
things in there.
What,
really is.
Wilcott, why did you choose black and white instead of color?
I like the black and
I
white.
thought the black and white just worked a little better.
Yeah.
It was mostly
so.
black and white anyway.
Probably was, yeah.
I think the little tomb here was sort of brownish but wooded. But no, I just thought black and white worked better.
I think
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the only solution actually for something like this, which is so sculptural and all this. I think color would detract.
There was a lot of black in it already,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it just, I think, I can't remember. These might have been, I don't think they were gold. I can't remember what the doorway was. It might have been gold. I'm not sure.
Or brass or something.
Something like that. I mean, in color. Obviously not solid gold.
Oh, no. It would have been robbed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be there anymore.
No.
I have another question for you. In a call it a postmodern point of view, would you have thought of colorizing it in different ways? You talked about the webbing being a different color. I can see this being transformed by you with what is possible these days. It's kind of taking the artwork of someone else and transforming it. Would you think of doing that with this?
I do that with an awful lot of things, but this one mostly was a matter of trying to get the contrast about right, trying to get it framed in a little bit of black,
Yeah.
trying to get it cropped about right.
Yeah.
As I
Right.
say,
Yeah.
I'm busy, but yeah, I
Very
could
nice.
do that, but I do with an enormous amount of my stuff. It is messed with, but this one I basically liked it just the way it is. I thought it was
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
good
Spectacular,
image,
yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
clean lines.
I think it should be left well alone. It's just nice as it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I've never seen this one, and I've been there so many times I can't count.
It's a big place.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Yeah, I could spend a couple of hours in there and get lost.
You taken this a long time ago, or did you take it this week?
I took it, I don't know, with couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3
Yeah,
weeks,
yeah.
something like
I've
that.
never
It
seen
was,
anything like that
I
either.
remember. Oh, yeah.
yeah, and I just went down there, spent about an hour roaming around, and that was one of the pieces I picked up. And an awful lot of it really is, I think it works better in black and white. It's a lot of stone, a lot of metal work. There's not much. I've got one piece that is rusty, golden orange, rusty color that I thought was better in color. That works better. But most of the stuff I thought really lent itself to black and white
Yeah,
better.
I agree. Yeah.
And an awful lot of it.
Walcott, I think this is an elegant image.
It is. It
And you
is.
really
Yes.
concentrate on the form and the style, and I think it's really nice.
Yes, I do too. It's
Me
very
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. That was
And a lot of different elements, especially the from the top to the bottom and left to the right. There's a cross behind her, and then there's a sort of spider web as well.
Yes.
It's got so many
Yes.
dimensions in it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. She is a cross in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Jesus Christ, yes.
Yeah,
That's
but
amazing.
I know what you mean about taking pictures of other people's art, as opposed to putting your own content in there. So
It is a very, yeah.
I suppose you can say that my effort on this had to do with the cropping, the contrast, the
That's
texture, bringing out texture. Yeah.
Putting it in
And
black
sharing
and white.
something that nobody else has seen.
But
I
I've
mean,
never seen it.
you know, that's what we do as photographers. We try to bring these things to other people.
That's right. That's right. So true.
anyway, I have one more piece, which is just the botanical garden here, if I can make this thing work. That was just a picture of the botanical
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That looks like an explosion. A fountain of leaves.
Caught my eye.
Fabulous.
Texture.
Yeah.
That rhymes.
And I,
Wonderful.
And I think black and white on this one absolutely soars in its use. I mean, it's spectacular.
This was green, of course, but
Yeah.
I thought black and white worked better.
Yeah.
Well, it transforms it into something much different than its original. It's spectacular.
It accentuates the light
Yeah.
and the contrast.
The high contrast is nice. Yeah.
That's what really caught my eye. That the light.
Wilcott, I would the lower right-hand corner, I would get rid of that sign and darken it.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but yes, I agree. I would take that out.
I spent about 5 minutes trying to decide whether I was going to take it out or leave it in.
Yeah, no. Definitely take it out.
Yeah.
Just make it black space.
Yeah, I mean that was probably one of the first thoughts I had was get rid of that thing, and I thought, no, I'll leave it in. It gives it gives
gotta
a little
go.
place, It gives it some sort of I don't know, gives it a home or a place, or I mean, it's
A reference.
a botanical garden, and it's a sign telling you what it is, and I was much more concerned about the bright white that sign is sitting on.
Yeah. Well, that could be.
I burned the heck out of it to get that down to where it is.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Well, the bright white and the sharp black behind it will make it much easier to get rid of the sign.
Yeah.
There isn't any detail.
I can get rid of that sign in a heartbeat. There's no problem with that.
Everyone validates your initial thoughts.
Yeah.
I would have just walked over and plucked it out of the ground
Oh yeah.
before I took the picture.
Oh yeah, you need an assistant, and then they put it back
Yes.
there afterwards. Yeah.
Nah, I got Photoshop and I can do that with about 2 strokes of a pen and it's
Yeah,
gone.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, go do it.
All right.
Can that be done in GIMP? I mean, Don would know because he's given me advice on GIMP. Don, are you there?
Yeah.
Can you do that on GIMP? Remove things? Because you've shown me how to clone, but can you remove
Hey,
things?
just take a section of the black and plop it on top of it.
Yeah.
Oh, just clone it out, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good
No.
idea. Thank you.
Paint it out.
Yeah.
Paint it out.
I didn't know they still had GIMP. I used to have that years ago.
Yeah, no, I use
Yeah,
GIMP.
it's
I
still
use GIMP.
around.
Do they charge now for it?
No,
No.
they don't charge. They don't charge.
Freeware.
And
Oh,
it's
it's still open source.
it's great
Okay.
for the sizing and stuff like that you really
Wow.
need to do. And they now have plugins. Oh no, I don't think they do. It's another one that has plugins. Sorry, but I do use GIMP. Yes, but thank you, Dawn, for telling me how I would do that. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, cool.
All right, now let's see if I can get out of this thing. Here's my stop share up here.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, thank you, Walcott.
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
great. Very good.
Sure. Yep.
Venetia, would you like to share?
Oh gosh, such a hard act to follow all these. I've got some strange stuff that I took at the Classico. Actually, it's a race we have, a motor car, classic car race we have from Buenos Aires, Recoleta to Tigre, which is, I don't know, it's on the train, it's like an hour, so it's quite a long way away. Anyway, I just took them some interesting sort of details of things, and I messed with them a little bit. So let me start. I've got a few of them, but it'll go quick. Okay, let's see. I just love some of the details on the.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. They look like really interesting cars if that's a part of it.
Oh yeah. These are all classic car parts.
I mean, that's insane. I mean, look at the headlights.
Vignettes of classic.
You've got the feel of that metal.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
I like the different shapes and the angles and
Well,
the shadow there.
It's a crazy headlight, and then you have the metal of the car.
Right. Yeah, and all the different curves and straight lines and
yeah.
I don't know, I just kind of liked it. Yeah.
No, I like it.
So
I
that-
love the fact that you had very strong light on it and got those
Yes.
very, very sharp.
Oh yeah, you can see a lot of shadows. Sometimes
Oh, yeah.
contrast works. I had to take it down a little bit because it was a bit too much. But it was it was afternoon, you know, long shadows too. Okay. It was about 5 o'clock, I think. This one.
A little homage to Doris. The shadow of the lamp looks like the profile of an old man with a large,
it does,
large,
with a big
There's a
nose.
troll behind it.
Oh, yes, you're right.
I never noticed that, you see.
Actually, you're
That's
right.
so funny.
When you started saying that, I thought, no. But now I see it. Okay.
Oh, that is funny. It's like something out of a fairy tale, the ogre or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
Hiding around the corner.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Venetia,
Yes.
were you present for this whole race, like all the way there?
Yeah, well, no, I didn't go through. I was just there. Well, I went there
beginning.
just to begin with when it
Yes,
started
yes.
with the bands playing
Okay,
and all that.
okay.
And then I
Okay.
watched the whole procession leaving to go
Okay.
to Tigre. Yeah.
Okay, because I couldn't imagine how you could have gotten there. And, you know.
No, and I got a lot of them. I've got a lot of those cars just coming at me, you know, as they were leaving.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought I'd just focus on little vignettes, you know, of things. Yeah. Here. And let's see, where's the next one? That's the same one, sorry. Oh, that's a different one. This one, okay. Oh,
nice.
just details,
wow, what is that?
reflections. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful,
Beautiful.
beautiful,
Beautiful.
The horn is beautiful.
Because the craftsmanship in those days was so wonderful.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I can. I
When they were going from carriages to
Yes.
cars. Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
you see
they made the
going
effort
down.
to do it too.
Mhm.
I
What's
can
that?
all.
They made the effort to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I
And
can
they
all.
took pride.
Oh, that must have been. That's amazing. It's just. And what is the thing that looks like a trumpet?
I think
Venetia?
it's a
The
horn,
the
isn't it?
horn.
That's the
Yeah.
It's the
horn.
horn. Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Really?
horn.
Yeah.
Oh, a horn.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, all this beautiful
Ahuda.
polished metal, and they've restored everything so beautifully.
Mm.
Wow.
You know, these were all in mint condition, having been restored. I mean, the owners are very, very proud of these cars.
Absolutely.
As they should be.
Yep.
Fanatics, actually, you could say. And they all
What
get
do you?
dressed up in their costumes from the time as well.
Really?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what time of the year is this, Venetia? It's obviously not when
This is
we're
in
there.
May, the beginning of May, May 10th, I think.
Huh.
Really, really.
Yes. Yeah.
I think they
Venetia.
probably have some big bucks, a lot of these people.
Oh, yeah. Or
Yeah,
maybe it's been the
yeah,
family for
bring money.
couple of
Yeah,
gen-
one of
Yeah.
these
It's
Yeah.
probably in the family, Walcott, because I don't think you can
Some of them
buy
are, I think, inherited and
maybe.
yeah.
those. Yep.
Okay, well,
Venetia.
that's
Venetia.
yes.
I was just going to ask you. Do you have any idea what that rectangle was on the left-hand side of the
It's like a
image?
frame. Huh?
The
Yeah.
what?
I. Well, doesn't matter. But I was just
Which
curious.
one?
Yeah, on the left-hand
Frame.
side, that rectangle with the frame
Oh, I
around
I
it.
don't
see.
know.
I see.
Looks
It
like
may
an
be where you put
access
maybe
panel,
where the gas goes in. I don't know.
Guessing, yeah.
some sort of an access panel. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
don't know. I don't know enough about cars. I just
You
know
know,
that I love beautiful old cars. They're
Yes, I
fascinating.
think we
I
all do.
will
They're just
bet
absolutely
you that
gorgeous.
that's a little door that you open to allow air in to perhaps where
Cool
your
the
dry
engine,
feet are, a little ventilation.
ventilation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Another quick observation: the distortion in the color light of the waves coming away from the lamp looks like it's
Yes.
coming out of the lamp.
Yeah, I
Beautiful.
know. Yes, that
Yes.
that wasn't intentional. I was just got lucky with that.
Yeah.
It's all to
Yeah.
do with the reflections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Here
we'll
is
stop with
called-
that one, and I'll get through
It's
a
a
couple.
very nice shot.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, another one, which is kind of interesting because from the perspective I took it.
Oh,
look at
Uh,
that. That is
Oh,
unusual.
very nice.
Yeah,
Thank
you have the
you.
apartment house.
great.
The
'Cause
veranda
you-
or whatever.
Yeah,
Now that
I'm
looks
looking
like
through to the
a
wheel,
windscreen.
but no, yeah, this is like a windscreen.
Yes.
And then I got the reflections from across
Yes.
the road,
Okay, yeah.
Yes, that's crazy. Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got a lot of other reflections on the hood of the car, and
right.
yeah, the sort of
Beautiful.
the two circles and all that sort of thing. So
That
I
was
lo-
the windscreen. I mean, I know you got the reflection, but that was the windscreen back in the day. You know when they
well, for this particular car, it was yes,
Yeah.
because it was an
was
open
really
open car.
strange.
It was more
And-
like a sports car.
And the leather seats are spectacular. Can
Are
you
they?
imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that they just so beautifully restored everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay, so that one.
It's been such fun, you know.
Oh, you would have
Really
enjoyed it,
fun, I
Kim.
think.
You really
Oh,
would
I'm
have.
sure I would. I'm
And
sure I
then
would.
what was this one? Oh, hood. I like this because of the movement of it and all the reflections. You haven't seen it.
We haven't
Oh, God.
seen it.
Sorry. I'm talking as if you can see it and you can't.
No, we will. Oh my goodness, look at this.
that.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
That's
got a
gorgeous.
sense of movement. Look at that.
That's almost
Gorgeous.
abstract. You could sort of make this into an abstract piece.
Absolutely, yes.
You could, yeah, but I don't know how to do that.
The red reflection, not the red itself, but the red reflection reminds me of the watercolor from who did it? Not Wilcott. Who did the water? Don.
Don, yeah.
Doesn't that look like a watercolor image there?
It does.
And
Yeah,
below
that's
as well, where you could
Yeah.
see a little bit of a reflection distorted of tree,
Yeah,
you know, the
is that what it
green
is? Oh,
and all
okay,
that.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Reflections.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
there's a
like
lot of
those
reflections here. That's
I
what
love
that
the
Yeah,
reflection.
I didn't
intense
catch
sunlight
that. I
gives you.
didn't catch that, but now I see the trees. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Right.
I
And
love that color, the coral.
Oh,
Oh.
yes.
Oh, that was like bright,
Delicious, isn't it?
bright red. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and
You sort of,
and the pieces and the actual piece on the hood looks like she or he, I'm assuming it's she, celebrating it. I mean, that
Yes.
outreached arm and the
Mhm.
wing.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, some of the hood ornaments, absolutely gorgeous from those days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Rolls-Royce is probably the only one who still does it.
Right.
Yeah,
was
I
gonna
don't know
say
if I've
Cadillac,
got one of the
but
Rolls. There was a
Cadillac
Rolls
is
Royce there, but I don't know if I've got that one.
No, I have a feeling they're not allowed to anymore.
Why?
Really?
Yeah, they're dangerous for pedestrians.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, because pedestrians stop to look at it, right?
No,
they get
if you
hit by the
hit a pedestrian, the sculpture
Yeah.
is likely to cut them open.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you
Well,
hit
this one
that-
wouldn't because it's facing a different way, but oh my God.
But that's
Oh, what
something
a
to
horrible
think
idea.
about. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, let's see what
That's a
this.
safety thing.
Oh, this just shows you the let's see. This is just showing you an old headlamp and the actual license plate that says Recoleta de Tigre and et cetera, et cetera. So that's like the official license plate that they put on all these for the race.
Okay.
And Venetia, look at the color of that blue or whatever it is. It doesn't
Like
it
a
isn't
green,
blue.
yeah.
It's a green,
Yeah.
a greeny blue.
Yeah.
I mean, the colors are amazing. I liked that coral red color before, and then I like this one too.
Yeah. And it's a very strange sort of headlight thing there. It's
The
like
headlight is very strange.
I don't know what's on this inside. It looks a bit computeresque. It's
It
really
looks like
strange.
a carbon arc light.
I
or
was just
something.
gonna.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
put out
And
gas.
the back is the reflector, and
Ah.
that little stem does what Don's talking, or Welcott, whoever said it.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Very cool.
Yeah, I mean,
It's probably gas.
you would have absolutely loved it, I think. Yeah.
You know, Venetia, I'm glad you did such close-ups because it's an unusual way of.
This is a real,
seeing.
this one you're going to freak out. It's really so weird.
Okay.
It's very abstract.
Yeah, that is.
nice.
I don't have to do much to change things. I just
But
have to
what is
find
it?
things that are already done.
Is
You
this
know
a
what I mean?
fireman's
What
helmet?
is it?
It's the helmet that's on the outside of the fire engine.
Oh my Lord!
If
I
you
never
can
would
see,
have
it's the
guessed.
helmet,
Oh,
Oh
yes.
yeah.
and then I've got all the reflections
Oh.
in the helmet,
Yeah.
and it makes it really kind of abstract.
It does. It does.
yes.
Definitely does. Yes.
If you look way at the
Diamond
top there,
colors.
on the top of you can almost see part of the fire engine there, on the top of the helmet there.
Yes.
It looks like
I never would have
writing.
guessed. Hmm.
I
Yeah.
bet you're one of the only people at that entire thing who saw that. I mean, that's a beautifully themed.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's pure Venetia.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
just-
Wolcott knows. He's been out enough times with me shooting
Yeah,
that I
she
see all these things.
sees these things. Oh, look, there's a patch. It's 2 inches by 2 inches. Let's see what.
I did not know that about you.
Yeah, right.
I didn't
The
catch
whole
that.
that says, how come you saw that? I never saw that. Yeah.
True.
So
Very nice.
yeah,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
that's kind of a wild one. Yeah. But it's fun to do these things.
Oh,
And there's only one
absolutely.
more, and it won't take time. This I had some fun with altering it, but not so much because I wanted to get this sort of neon feeling.
Oh, that's
I like that. And look at the color again. You have lime green there.
colors.
Yeah, lime green, orange,
I'm a lime green fanatic, and that is gorgeous.
Blue.
and the shadows. There's a lot of shadows.
The shadows,
Very.
Yeah. So this is kind of way out there. It's like way out stuff, but it's
You
fun.
know what?
Fun stuff.
I think you really, really gave us a totally different take on something like this. I mean, absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hope so. And I had fun, you know what I
Colours, the
mean?
colours
I want to
is-
bring that feeling to people of fun. Yeah.
It does look like huge fun.
I think
Yeah.
you did that.
Yeah, you
I
did
think
that.
so too.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you all enjoyed it. That's
Thank you
also.
for sharing.
Very
I think
nice.
my favorites, I think, were 2, 4, and 6.
You actually, wow,
That's
I'm
amazing.
flattered you actually made a note of them.
That. Isn't that amazing? I mean, that's amazing, Bob. I'm very impressed with you. I could never have said I like 2, 4, and 6, or 1 and
Yeah.
3. And
Oh,
No, because you comment on them at the time while you're seeing
I
them.
comment on them at the time. I'm intrigued
Right.
by those beautiful colors, which are very unusual to begin with, leave alone on
Yeah.
a car.
Right?
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
you.
it was fun.
Thank you.
Very nice. Interesting.
Ken, would you like to share?
Sure. I have a few to share. Let's see, share. Okay. I think,
Wow,
let's see
you've
if
got that's a lucky shot there.
Oh,
I'll show that at a different time.
didn't we see that before? Oh, that's
Yeah,
we did.
Cartier-Bresson.
It's
About
Cartier-Bresson.
2,000.
That's right. Yeah.
I was just going to say, for most of you saw this shot, but for anybody who wasn't on
Wasn't
this
there.
session,
Yeah.
this photographer has been my inspiration my entire photo career. And the decisive moment is what defined him. I took the inspiration of the decisive moment and took it to my level, my interpretation. And I started with the fact that all visual arts mostly are, except for maybe sculpture, are rectangles. So I began with the idea of filling the rectangle with whatever. I mean, painting, photography. So all the photographs I'm going to show you today, which are a few, are basically rectangles within rectangles within rectangles. And they all have one form or another.
Yeah.
So in this case, there's this gentleman with his
Fantastic. I
with
think
his
that is really special, Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you needed some human in there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and the scale of him on this building also represents a lot. I mean, we can interpret it any way you want. But I think the Henri Cartier-Bresson point of view is, besides the decisive moment, is in fact defined by these few different aspects: his pose, his hand, and then of course the fact that I happened to come across him sitting in this environment.
Yeah,
So
I think you got super, super lucky on that shot.
Yeah, you can't plan these things.
Sitting. Yeah,
Right.
you can't.
Yeah, were you in a
Just the
helicopter
way
at the
he's
time?
sitting, he's almost-
Yeah.
No, I was on a roof of another building across the way, and I was into this modality of looking for rectangles. So I saw this building, and at first I didn't even see him because I was involved in looking at the rectangle. I mean, there was much more of it to the right. This whole building was there, and then all of a sudden I went, "Holy shit! Look at this guy sitting there!" And
Right.
so
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too perfect.
Yeah.
It is.
It
Just,
is. It's his
Yeah.
body language, like he's.
Yeah.
oh, I was blown
Very
away.
candid.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Good thought.
So the next one is similar in a different way.
Oh.
Again, the rectangle, and this one is obviously in color. And talk about reflections, like
Yeah.
in I mean, we've got interesting reflections on the stainless steel.
Right.
But
Is that what it is?
but yep.
Mhm.
And then the two different colored glass that makes up these windows. But for me, the most amazing part, and there's two panes of glass which give you that double image here. So there's a pane of glass behind that's the color, and then there was a clear piece in front. So the guy, the gentleman trying to feed the bird, are really just reflected off of two different surfaces. But again,
he was flying a kite at first.
no, it's a seagull
Yes.
over here.
Wow.
And this is down the shore, down the Atlantic coast.
Okay. Yeah.
And again, back to Bresson, there is that moment, the decisive moment of the bird coming in. I think the only thing missing was the bird coming in and taking it out of his hand. But anyway, the rectangle of the frame and the rectangle of where I saw him. The next one, this one.
How fast
yes.
did you shoot that? How fast did you? What speed did you? How fast did you shoot that? What speed?
That could have probably in the 250, maybe a little lower because there's a little bit of blur, but probably anywhere from 125th to 250, somewhere in that range.
Right.
And maybe not wide open, but the aperture was probably fairly open, but not like 2.8. It was probably a little less than that. This one, there's a lot of complexity to it, which in some cases I feel it distracts. But the idea for me, one, the rectangular presentation and composition, but the illustration of this model wearing these glasses, and then this woman walking down the street with almost the same glasses.
Yes.
And the fact that it's a fashion,
Yes.
And it's a fashion shot in a dress shop over here on the right, and a street scene on the left with a young woman coming down. And I just blew me away that I could find. I was in. Talk about luck. I was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Sometimes I take photographs and then I do different versions of it. And you just pointed out the woman on the right, who's the model, and then the almost model-like woman on the left. Would it be conceivable that you might have cut it off there to just bring that juxtaposition to the viewer? I mean, I know you can do it in many different ways, but would you have thought of that maybe? You know what I'm saying? Cut out the rest of the street.
Well, I see what you're saying, and I don't disagree. But one of the things that the diminishing perspective of the street, and that it is made up of little rectangles, the windows. So the whole theme of rectangles would have been lost had I done that.
I understand. Yeah. But I'm saying that it doesn't mean you can't have that shot. It just means there was another one in there, is what I'm saying.
Well, there's no.
You could make a few out of that if you wanted to.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly. You could make a few of them.
Well, yes, you could. And here, let me just show you what it may have looked like. You could do this. You could do that, but then you lose.
I like the original. Yeah.
You do lose her stylish.
I like the cropped one. Actually, I like them both, but I like what you said about those two women. With the dark glasses and everything. So for me, I would like the more cropped one.
The closer, tighter shot.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah,
I'm not taking anything away from the original. Believe me, I'm not. I'm not taking anything from the original. And I would go down a bit. Ken, go down so you get the woman's full body like the other woman has a full
Yeah,
body.
she's spent a
Only
lot
down to the
on
knees.
fashionably torn blue jeans.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very
I mean,
fashionable.
the whole,
I would keep that.
to me, it is a fashion. I hear what you're saying, and I agree in certain ways. This little white thing over here is distracting to me. Remember, when I first showed it, I said there's a lot of complexity in this that bothers me. And so that has me agreeing with your critique. I don't disagree with you.
No, listen, Ken. I'm simply saying that I take many shots and I have different versions of it, many versions of it. And so when I see other people's photographs, I sometimes edit them in my head. And
oh yeah.
I just do it automatically because I don't have one thing. I have like many different versions of it, including the flowers thing I showed you today. So all I'm saying is if you can take the left hand and make it down there so that you can get her full body along with the other full body.
I understand. Yeah. Well, I'll explain. I agree with what you're saying. Let me say one more thing, and I'm going to go back to Bresson because it's a very important part of it. He never cropped his photos. So what he saw in his camera was what he presented.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a ethic for him. And in a way, this is the full frame. There was no cropping done to it. Right. So it was the moment I saw it, the moment it happened in reality is what you got. And so to crop, and there's no question I could have then shot this differently, but the moment was so fleeting that there was no way for me. This moment lasted.
No, you're right. I mean, that's the thing about street shots.
Yeah.
You really can't just set up shop and hope for the best. You have to take the shot when you see it. Yeah, I agree.
Right,
with you.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. All right, then the next one.
That's an interesting.
A little bit of a skew on the rectangular format, but it's still within a rectangle, a skewed rectangle for that matter. But it was in a rainstorm and looking in the window of a diner. And a guy reading the newspaper, and there's an impressionistic feel for it to me, framed within the stainless steel, rectangle.
There's a photographer. I think he's a New Yorker.
Really good shot.
One of the classic, one of the old time photographers. I don't know how old time, but he's in New York or was. And that's just the kind of thing that he did, excepting he looked through glass, particularly glass. I forgot the name of the guy, but it very much reminds me of that work, his work.
I like that. I think that's a very good shot.
I take that as a high compliment, Wilcox. Thank you. I agree completely. I mean, you have so much. A lot of what we've been watching tonight with other work is reflections and so forth. So here's, so it's fabulous. I agree. A couple more. This one.
Whoa! I like that.
Now this one has a lot of there's a lot of history on it, but I'll forego the actual story. But what I was of course intrigued by the rectangles, this rectangle, the frame. But what really blew me away, and this was the Henri Cartier-Bresson decisive moment. So you look at this guy right here with his hands in his pocket, and look at this guy up here.
Hands in his pocket.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Now, these guys knew nothing of the other guy.
Right.
They are doing exactly the same thing, and you can tell the personality difference. This guy in khakis and short sleeves, and this guy in blue jeans. The mustache. He looks like he could be a trekker, and this guy a little more formal. Maybe a banker But anyway, I was blown away by the visual of it. And then when I saw what was happening, these guys walked out one at a time, and I went, this is Bresson looking over from heaven. saying, "Here's one for you, Ken, right here."
God, that is amazing.
The
And
colors
you've got
too.
some nice reflections in the windows there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And that the one in the blue shirt, he's reflected
You've
also.
got all the browns and tans. It's entirely browns and tans, except
Yes.
one.
The blue
Yeah.
one really stands. The blue
Sure.
shirt really stands
One
out.
spot of blue, and
Absolutely.
I love it.
Mm.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
great
Thank
shot,
you.
actually. That's a really
Thank
good
you very
shot.
much.
Mm.
Thank you.
Is
I
there
have two more. Yeah, go ahead.
is there a
What?
destination for this rectangle series? Is this a book, a show?
Well, I have shown them, but I have many more of them, of course. But I do want to make a book out of them. But I want to write a piece on Bresson because it was really inspired by him, and I just chose a small, narrow definition, the rectangle, because I mean he was shooting with a Leica, which is a handheld camera, 35 millimeter, which is a rectangle. Many other photographers shot with Rolleiflexes or Hasselblads, which were squares. So the rectangle became his canvas, so to speak, photographic canvas. And I took that to the nth degree. I thought, I'm going to put rectangles within rectangles.
Right.
And then within the rectangles, find that decisive moment.
Right.
So the next one is one of my all-time favorite shots I've ever done.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Yeah.
The girl in the window.
Thank you.
Love those
Thank
textures.
you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's like a 1 in a million, isn't it?
Oh, it was, and it was over again, just like the women in the street scene. She looked out to see me walking by with my camera, stood there for a second. I took the shot, and then she ran off.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it's like a ghost shot to me. I mean,
It does. It looked at first like a ghost. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Where were you when you took? What city were you in? Or what?
This was in Horsham, which is a small town. It was a farming area. It's now, of course,
Horsham near
suburbia. And this was an old farmhouse. It's north of Philadelphia. I'd say north. It's almost due north. I don't think it's east or west. It's straight up. It might be a little west, not to get into too much detail. But I mean, if you look at some of the detailing on the building, I mean, it's just a spectacular old place. But I think we were talking about reflections earlier. The reflections, and look at her.
Yeah.
Oh
the
my
trees.
God.
Yeah.
And then you don't see her body,
Amazing face.
Yeah. Right.
but you see her.
He's kind of ghostly. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. For a little girl.
So
Wow.
that happening before me was like beyond my. I again was thanking Bresson from from. Look at this whole the dandelion in the bottom.
Right.
I mean, all this. Everything that was happening in this photo. And again, it's the rectangle within the rectangle within the rectangle.
Right.
And there's all there's this rectangle here, there's this rectangle. I mean, the whole thing is rectangles, except for this this is a skewed rectangle right here. But,
yeah.
and then the last one I'm going to show, and Bob, you may have seen this. It's hanging on Mike Denomy's wall. I am very thankful he's hung it. It was a gift from me to him. So this is one of my all-time favorites of the series.
Oh.
And again, and this one has an added little bonus to it, is that you've got the architectural detail of the triangular arrow pointing right up at the man.
Yes.
And it just, again, back to framing and composition. This one felt, how I framed it felt exactly how I wanted it. I mean, you've got the rectangle of the frame, you got the rectangle of the window, and then you've got the rectangle of the segments of the window. And then that beautiful human who just looks joyous with the drapes around him. And I mean, I'll get in closer to him. Look at that guy. Is he?
Oh,
Do you want to?
what a great
Smiling at
face.
you?
Look at
Ken,
that.
was he smiling at you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Looks like a
Ken,
happy fellow.
Ken,
Yeah.
was he looking
And,
out of the window and smiling at yourself?
well, he was I saw him as I was walking down the street, and I set up to shoot him because I saw the frame. I saw what I'm seeing, what you're seeing here. He didn't. As soon as he saw me with my camera, he posed for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, how nice. Aren't you lucky?
Yes, you've got a cute face.
Yes.
Doesn't it?
Very
And he
cuddly.
was,
Yeah.
he was wearing a beret. He was a very interesting
Oh,
character.
no, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was well, you have to be. I was chatting with him a little bit after I took it, and I didn't learn a lot about him, but it was just nice interaction.
Yeah.
And
Yes, yes.
Yeah, around
and
here,
also,
you gotta get consent, and a smile is consent. I would
Yes,
say.
yes. And a pose and
I
a smile. Yeah.
that's a very good point, Wilcott. I agree with that. That's
Yes.
one other quick last thing I'll say about it is the rectangles of the brick.
Yeah.
So this
Yes, I
entire
noticed that. Yeah.
the entire composition has to do with rectangles and the human spirit within the So to me, it's almost the geometric versus I should put it the other way, the organic enclosed within the geometric.
Right, yeah. The roundness of the human face against all the rectangles.
Yeah.
Nice
So-
theme.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great idea for a series.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right, Bob, can you take me down? I don't know how.
Sure.
I always forget how to. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
That is great. Thanks,
Thank
Ken.
you, Ken.
Great idea.
Very nice.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And Janice, would you like to share?
Yes. I'm going to show you some earlier work because I haven't been doing much current work because I've been doing other things. So, and things that I don't like to do.
Yeah, we all have to do those.
I think we all understand that.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, let's see. Oh, let's see now. Okay. Oh. All right, I'm clicking on it and it's not coming up.
Well,
Oh, God.
are you trying to show it in Photoshop?
Yes,
Okay. Do you have Photoshop open with?
yes, I do.
Then you just have to share screen.
Oh,
Yeah, the
shit.
little thing at the bottom.
There you go.
There you go.
Wow, look at that.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Beautiful.
That is so
Thank you.
mysterious.
Yeah.
Thank you. I did this when I was 18.
Did you?
Oh my God.
And I'm showing you this because it has so much detail in it. It's a scratch board, which means that I was making a white line on a black
Wow.
background.
Yeah.
And this is what we were doing in our art class. This was a section of a print of a painting. This is just one section of it. So anyway, we were selecting what we thought we wanted to work from, and the teacher said, "Oh, I think that's much more complicated than you want to get into." And it's one of those things. I knew I could do it, and I spent the whole weekend doing nothing but this.
Well worth it.
Hey,
Well-
Janice, I see something that relates to what I was talking about, but in the converse, you've got a very geometric, the little building within the organic.
Yeah.
Yes,
Very
yes,
nice.
exactly.
I like it. Yeah.
So tell us about the scratch method, Janice. Did you scratch out those trees?
Okay. With scratchboard, you take, I guess it's a special piece of cardboard type thing, and it's got a very smooth surface, and you cover it with about 7 or 8 layers of India ink, or at least that's what I did. So, I mean, that's what we were supposed to do.
Yeah, Janice, I think that board, it has a clay surface to it.
Okay, you may be right. Yes, I didn't. So thank you for that.
Because it's very unusual. I mean, you can see it's organic, and you can see, but I couldn't even imagine how you would do that. It's just unimaginable.
Well, charcoal dust. No, I don't know. No.
You know, I took a photograph of it, as you can see, and let's see, I flipped it so that you could so that the white became black and the background became white, and I'll show that to you next week. I just wanted to see what it would look like.
Well, it's really nice. You
It's
did a beautiful job.
Thank you.
How would you keep something from when you were 18? I mean, I can hardly keep something from 5 years ago.
Because I knew that art was really important to me. And so I kept things. And also my mother used to keep, you know, little papers that we had a star put on the top of, and, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
it's in your DNA.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But I'm glad you kept it, Janice. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I have another one about the same size, and I'll show that next week too. Okay, let me quickly move. Okay, this was something entirely different.
Wow, I love beautiful.
Thank you.
What medium is that, Janet?
Pastel. My favorite.
Pastel, yeah.
Very unusual
fabulous.
for you, Janice. I've never seen you do anything like this.
This was a cutout. You know, let's see. Yes, I guess that's the best way to explain it. So I cut it out.
It became a collage.
I'm sorry?
It became a collage.
Yeah, I didn't think of it that way, but yes.
Was this done a long time ago, Janice?
I'm saying that I'm showing very early, much earlier works. I just thought you might like to see where it came from.
Amazing. I mean, it's not what you do now, but it's really very unique.
Thank you. It was the idea came from going to the Rodin Museum. And there was a sculpture there. Let's see.
Definitely has a sculptural feeling. Yeah.
It could be a poster for a 1950s psychological noir movie.
Yeah.
It's unsettling.
Unsettling, right. That's a good word.
I don't know why I did it that way, but it made sense at the time.
Yes.
So, okay, now we're in New York.
Oh,
wow.
And again, you know, this is like...
we got a whole different side. Tell us about this one.
Well, okay. So this was on 14th Street in New York. And I had just come in contact with, I learned about an artist who did night scenes. And I thought, let me try that. So, you know, I took my tiny little sketchbook and it was raining. And I didn't care. I just went out and I made rough little sketches. And then I came back and used the imagery that I jotted down to do another image on a black background, since it was night.
What is the medium? Because it almost looks like a photograph, Janice.
It's
It
pastel.
almost looks like a photograph.
Oh, yeah.
It's pastel. Woohoo! My favorite.
Yeah.
Wow, it does have that photographic quality to it, though.
And it's very simple. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of detail.
It's the light, I think, that makes it, isn't it? I mean, it's the light.
Yeah.
It looks like there's headlights. It's dark. And
Yes.
there's some headlights coming towards these people with an umbrella in the rain. And
Yes. And that's it. And then I just have one more of those. This was the other.
That's really
Oh,
nice.
Janice, these are spectacular.
Thank you.
It's really nice.
Well, they were experiments. But I felt so raighteous walking along the street in the rain and doing my little sketches.
Wow.
Rainy night, Janice.
These might have been experiments at the time you were doing them, but they are high-level completed works now. I mean, that is. I feel that street scene right now as I'm sitting here.
Do.
I feel it.
I feel the rain, the
Oh
darkness,
yeah, and the fog.
And you have just the red in a black and white, and I think that's also very striking. Right, the park and the red light. That's the only red.
Yeah.
Black and white.
Well, now I'm seeing it that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrific. And the buildings, there's just a tiny touch of windows glowing, and then counterbalance to the windows of looks like a bus on the lower left there.
Yes.
You know,
you
don't see the car right behind in the center, lower center.
Right.
You don't see it, but you feel it. I mean, you can I mean, in my imagination as I'm sitting here, I feel that vehicle and its shape, although you don't have it there. So I don't know.
Yeah, so you just see the headlight. Yeah.
That was part of what interested me.
It's foggy.
Yeah.
And Janet, also with this person, this pedestrian that is closer to us, there's not a lot of detail, and yet you know she's part of this urban scene, and she's working
That's
nighttime.
part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lovely piece, and it survived through time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pastel. If you take care of pastel, you can make it last.
Oh God, yeah.
For hundreds of years, if it's taken care of.
I just wanted to suggest a title. You
Yeah,
know
they
how there's
won't.
the title. There's a Kaibo rainy day in Paris. This would be a rainy night in New York City.
Oh yes.
Yeah. That steam coming up from underneath, that's really New York, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That's
what
one
it
of the
looks
things
like.
I always remember from New York.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, yeah.
The title I gave it was "Parked in the Rain."
Yeah.
That's a good one too, because it's a play on that sign.
Right.
Very nice. I love it.
Very nice, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to try to.
I'd
Want me to take you down?
Yeah.
I'd
Just
call it
ask
On the Way
Bob.
Home. Yeah.
What would you call
I'm
it?
sorry. What,
was that,
Walcott?
I'd call it On the Way Home.
Yes.
It does have that quality, doesn't it? Rushing
Yes.
home on a horrible rainy night in New York City. Just horrible.
Oh, and the bus that you see is I think it was actually a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Yeah, a Volkswagen bus.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Janice, that's certainly a different side of you that we've never seen, and it's really remarkable, actually.
Thank you. I thought it might be interesting to see, some of my early work and
Yes.
yes. Okay.
Wonderful.
Very nice.
Terrific.
Yes.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Can you take me down?
You are down.
Take me down.
You are down. You're back. From
Oh.
our point of view, we just see you in the Hollywood Square
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
I,
from Hollywood Squares.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Our
uh,
own little Hollywood, yeah.
I
So
can't
now
seem
we're
to
going
get
to
back.
go to Bob. Do you have things to share?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
All right. I went to, well, first of all, let me remind you of what I did last week. There's a Draw Me section on Reddit where people upload pictures and invite you to draw them.
Oh,
These are very, but anyway, that's what I did is I took one of these people,
Wow.
a young woman testing her clown makeup, and did two versions of it. On the left is my sort of standard treatment. On the right is a treatment, experimental treatment that I don't think works.
I think it does work.
Oh, I think so too. I think
I really, really
Yeah.
like
I
it
like
a
it.
lot.
Yeah, so do I.
I get
So
some
do I.
better
Yeah.
ones,
Because
too.
you have the realist and then you have the other stuff. I think it's gorgeous, actually.
Uh,
I've
Okay.
seen graphic novels done in that sort of style where it's like there's an outline around it, but it's still sort of photographic.
Hmm.
So, see, you can do many different things with things.
yes. Here's the original
Mm-hmm,
that she uploaded,
Mm.
and that's it for me.
Did she have access to what you did to her?
Yes, I said
Because
I
I would think
uploaded
she.
the image on the left. She had no comment as the
No, I
last
think.
time I
Well,
checked.
send her both because I think she should have said "Wow." That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'll just keep send her the one. But I'm so weird that they tend not to comment on my stuff.
Oh,
Like the last one, the lady didn't comment on that.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't think you're
But-
weird.
Huh.
Maybe
Yeah.
we've gotten used to you, Bob.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
well,
don't think it's weird at all. I think it's really amazing what you've done.
well, it's different than most of what they're expecting. They're
Well, of
expecting
course, they don't do
a
art, do
drawing.
they?
yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not exactly your artist form.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's it for me.
Well, that was very good, actually, Bob. I
Yeah,
really-
Bob. I like both treatments actually. I don't know which one I like better. I like them both. They look great.
Yeah.
I
Fabulous.
think it was nice, but I like the right one, like
Yeah, I like the right one too.
a
Yeah.
The
lot.
right one with the
Much more hands.
like divided in four.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh,
It
man.
just was a better rendition.
All right, it's confusing, but I will continue.
Exactly.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good.
Thanks, Bob.
And
Okay.
and
So let
and thank you.
me show a couple of my drawings that I have been doing.
Good.
Are they 3 a.m, Neela?
Actually, I think I slept through the night.
Oh.
The dog woke me nose to nose around 5 or 6 and said, "Hi, are you still here?"
Yeah.
So I think I did these during the day. This is a tiny little one. I'm
All right.
going to get it.
Oh, very,
Wow.
oh,
It is
beautiful.
very,
Wow.
very, very
Wow.
amazing.
It's
Out
still
of
Out of the frame. I love that thing you do out of the frame, Neela.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Coming
Yeah.
out of the frame.
I break the frame.
Yeah, you break the
Right,
frame.
yeah.
I love that.
Right.
And Kim, I was thinking about why I do some of the things that I do in these drawings. And I think these wraps or bandages are like pieces that restrain and contain me as a person.
Yes.
So in different ways, I think that's what that is.
Well, I don't think it's just you, Neela. I think everybody is restrained
Yes.
by wraps and bandages in different ways.
Absolutely. I think most of the things, the topics that I draw about can be personal, but they can also be universal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
Trying to
Agreed.
get in a good focus. Is that
Oh, that
okay?
looks good.
Yeah,
And,
that's good.
and there's some rectangles here for you.
I see him.
Yeah.
I see him.
Little rectangles, buddy.
Oh,
Good,
butterflies.
and the triangles are nice too.
Oh, I like the grasshopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Very good.
butterflies are a symbol of freedom, actually. So you've got that freedom
Yes.
going as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And is that an insect in the left-hand bottom?
Yes.
Along that whole,
Grasshopper.
there's insects here,
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking
and down here, this is like a grasshopper.
Right.
That's an insect, yeah?
Yeah.
A big insect. Okay.
Yes, it is.
The
I hope
insects.
he. I hope he's not too big. I'd hate to confront him in the woods somewhere.
Well,
It's
you
sort
know,
of like King Kong, right?
Neela,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, what comes out of your creativity is so amazing that you should. I wonder if you have a psychiatrist, so they would interpret, what is really sort of
I
coming
could
out
keep
of it.
them busy, right?
Yeah, you definitely keep them busy,
On the first one,
Yeah.
there was like I could not understand it. There was either a signature or a title at the lower right, but I didn't have good enough. Are you signing these?
Yeah, I do.
Good.
Good, because these are
Yeah, my name is down here.
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
Great.
And then I put the date along the side.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
These are serious works, and
That's so interesting. Thanks, Bob.
They really are.
I have been getting my drawing skills back. It was really hard for me to draw last fall, but I'm doing much better.
Well, I hate to
God.
do it. Look at that. Spectacular.
Wow.
It really is a consistent style, and the line quality is really nice.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good
Is there a
point.
particular type of pen you're using to do this?
I've been using that Micron pen,
Yeah, okay.
and it dries so fast that, if I touch it or if the dog comes over and steps on something, it's not going to smear.
Okay.
So,
that's
that
a good thing.
really.
But then you have to work very fast. I mean, you don't have if you do something wrong, it's just too bad, right?
Yeah, I do like working that way, Kim, and I work on like one section at a time. So I did slightly variation.
Oh my gosh.
And I just had so much fun. These are so freeing. I'm not doing them for any show or for any person. And so I'm just not thinking about that and just having, time to fill in the page.
Yeah.
So, and I have been doing, multiples. If I have one that somebody wants, I'll do another or two and then let them pick which one they like. Because they're just, each time you do a drawing, you're always going to pick pieces that you like and pieces you don't like, and it comes out differently.
Very nice. Beautiful.
Oh yeah,
those are
these are
great.
there's a nice series.
Yeah, it's coming along, really. It always surprises me because you never know what you're going to get. Just like, if you're doing photographs, you just don't know what's going to
Yeah.
happen.
That's
Right.
true. That's what makes it so fascinating, isn't it? I mean, you
Yeah.
just never know.
Yes, it's a good surprise.
A good surprise, or sometimes not.
So,
Terrific.
Bob, do you have art
Art
news?
news, yes.
Okay, let's go to that.
All right, let me. A little bit of a departure. I'm stepping into a little bit of politics here. I've been seeing a lot of stories about divisions over Gaza. This
Yes.
is a museum in Tel Aviv, the Tel Aviv Museum of Art, and the workers there come out half an hour before the museum opens, and they just stand quietly. And the arrangement is that there's no single theme. Some people are objecting to bring the hostages home. Some people are saying stop bombing Gaza. They've agreed that, as it says, the pain has become so unbearable that we have to do something. And I consider that a healthy reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I agree.
this says 600 days is too long in the museum. And the oddity of it is the museum in Tel Aviv is right next to a public square that they call the hostages square.
Really?
Where the people whose relatives are being held hostages, or you can imagine the politics of it. So the workers had to walk through hostages square to get to their job. And that was their response. And I consider it beautiful.
Yeah.
Because it's inclusive. It's just, this is horrible. We don't know what the single answer is, but we're just saying it's horrible. Okay, there was no artist that died this. Oh, this is one of the images in the Tel Aviv Museum about Gaza.
Oh, right. Wow.
And it's I think those are letters up there, but I don't know what it says. But I think it's like a little baby in pajamas. I think it's police. But it communicates the horror.
Yes.
Okay, changing that subject. And that's really the only time I've dealt with that. All right, here's an artist who died, but it was in 2020. He was a victim of the COVID. And I sort of feel the COVID time was so crazy that we may have missed out on some people.
Yeah.
So Enzo Marie is a Italian designer. And this is probably his most famous commercial work. It's called 16 Animals. And you take that sunken wood and break it up into all these different animals.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
What a puzzle. Wow.
Children loved it.
Yes.
And it was pure design.
Mm-hmm.
You could just barely see it in that wood.
Wow.
But he was a Marxist, and he didn't really work for rich people. This is a playground that he did, popular. These are some of the furniture he did. It looks so familiar. It's just like we've seen them all. This is a calendar he did.
Bob, where did he live?
He's
He
Italian.
lived in Italy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Italian.
And he also did prints. Just pure artistic prints.
Yeah.
This
lovely.
is a tray.
Oh.
He took an I-beam and curved it slightly and made it into a tray.
Wow.
These are the sketches he did before he did the animal cutouts. You can see his work style. And then he also did a series on vegetables or fruit. Okay, this is a chair that he designed for minimal materials. Anyone can make it at home.
I was going to say, it looks like I could do that too.
Yes, yes. He believed in art for the people. So he died, and this is the heartbreaking part. He was married to Leah Virgin, who was a children's book author and scholar, and he died of COVID, and she died the next day
Oh my God.
of COVID.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking indeed.
Well, they're
What did
together
she-
now.
Did she die of COVID also?
Of COVID, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my uncle and his wife also died in the same way.
Ah,
Yeah.
2020.
All right. Well, that's what I have.
Wow.
Gaza
Thank you,
and
Bob.
COVID.
Thank you. Wow.
Yeah,
thanks,
thank
Bob.
you.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any news or notes?
Yes, the Plastic Club
Yeah,
is having an opening this
on
Sunday,
Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, 2:00, right?
2 to 5.
And Alden sent out an APB saying it was his show. So we have to be there.
You didn't say it was his show.
So we have to be there.